when you see him speak, when he is on the rostrum, it doesn't stop. It didn't start when he got to the rostrum. It started in the hotel. It started, he's constantly speaking and talking and teaching. He comes out, he will give us a lecture. He will talk to us and share with us what we need, and then he goes back to the hotel and continues. I do not know anyone that have the work ethic that the Honorable Minister.
Praise Allah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
It's said that, it said that an idle mind is the workshop of the devil. But if we understand the mind, it is never idle. Right. It's never idle. So what does it mean? If we idle off of the one that we should be focused on, then anything outside of him is the devil's workshop.
Right. That's right.
So he is our example. And we, as long as we stay focused on him, we're going to be successful.
That's right. That's right.
A moment off of him, the devil has his opportunity. Without any further delay, I want to bring up the man that we've been waiting on and looking for.
Thank you, sir.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God, the originator of the heavens and the earth, who has brought into existence a being like you and me, a human being like you and me, but a human being like no other. I thank Allah for His intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, the great Mahdi. And I thank him so much for his coming and giving to us a perfect example of obedience. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was made into his teacher. It didn't stop there, because the teacher knew he had a certain work to accomplish in a certain time.
Yes, sir.
So the God knew that he needed a helper.
Yes.
And so the God fashioned one and helped to prepare him to meet the teacher. And in 1955, I met the love of my life. all of the brilliant giants of the art, masters of self-defense. I'm so honored to be in your company. And I'm so honored to see so many of you coming out to experience a weekend like this. I thank Allah for my wife, Mother
Allahu Akbar!
because as the God was fashioning me for my teacher, He was also fashioning her as my helper as well. I thank Allah for the members of my family that have endured much to help their father. And my son, Mustafa, who labor in the cause of Islam. Thank you all for your presence here today. And at this special weekend, the captains, the lieutenants, the investigators, and each one of you, male and female, and the babies that are here, to look, to listen, to learn, and to become masters themselves. Brother Timone, where are you, brother? You took a hell of a beating to teach us. Yes, you did. Usually, all the masters have somebody that takes the pain.
Right.
Brother.
You got a triple point.
I thank Allah for you. Thank Allah for your endurance. Thank Allah for your mother and father. For your sisters and brothers. And I seriously pray that all of you will one day become the master of your art. Now, thank you. Yes, sir. brother minister from the UK, Brother Abdul Hakim. And all those who came with you, would you raise your hand, those that came from the United Kingdom. I wanted to share some things with you today that I hope will help you to become a master of your gift.
Yes, sir.
Allah, the Creator, has never created one creature that He didn't deposit something in that creature for other creatures like ourselves to study and learn from. The greatest of His creatures is the human being.
Yes, sir.
But we've been under such a terrible master who wanted to be to us as God and would punish us severely if we disobeyed Him, letting you know that the road to self-mastery is obedience to a master. So that master was acting in the place of God. Now his time is up, and a new God has come from the originator. And now we are invited to become gods.
Come on.
Because if you were made in the image and the likeness of God, He gave each one of us
Yes, sir.
a part of Himself
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that allows us to reflect Him.
Yes, sir.
Every student of a master here today,
Come on.
you reflect your master teacher. You want to walk like him.
Right?
You want to talk like her. And I saw some herbs today. But you start by having an object in front of you that you admire.
Come on.
That's the way all of us fashion ourselves into greatness. I'm a basketball player. I look for a master. Then I want to move like the master, shoot like the master, play defense like the master. You can't be somebody else. But what you want to do is find you
Right.
and be you.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
When I found Elijah Muhammad, I found the best of human beings.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I found a man made by God. I'll tell you a little story.
Come on.
Just give me a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
I always felt the pain of others. At 3 years old, I would sit on my stoop directly across from a funeral parlor, and I would see the people coming out of the funeral parlor crying, breaking down. I didn't know them, but I cried along with them because I could feel their pain. Each one of us has a gift that came directly from the Creator. He did not miss one of you.
Yes, sir.
He is present in all of you.
Yes, yes, sir.
But environmental factors, starting in the home, the school, the society, sometimes you lose focus
Yes, sir.
on yourself and your gift.
Yes, sir.
So you see other young people manifesting their gifts, and sometimes you feel this awful sense of envy. It's a terrible disease of the heart.
Yes.
All these masters are here demonstrating their mastery of what they've dedicated their lives to.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel envious?
No, sir.
If somebody does it a little different, a little better,
Right.
and you say, man, that should be me.
Come on.
So instead of building your gift, you start hating on the gift that you see manifested in others.
Yes, sir.
And if you begin to dislike someone for the mastery of their gift, then God will put a veil over your gift. And you will never see yourself as an equal to the one that you are envious of in this sense. Well, the sun is the greatest thing in the creation, but the ant is equal to the sun.
Right.
How could the ant be equal to the sun? If the ant fulfills the purpose of its existence, as the sun fulfills the purpose of its existence,
Right.
the ant, though less than, is equal to.
Yes, sir.
God sends prophets into the world, and they're all not the same.
Right.
To some he gives more than others, so they become a prophetic community, not boasting in themselves, but boasting in the God who gave them each a gift and a part to play in the universal order of things. So When I met Elijah Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
I didn't meet him first, I heard about him. Somebody told me God had made a messenger for us. Now, all my young life in church, I kept hearing about these deliverers of former people of suffering. And I would want my Sunday school teacher to tell me not only of a deliverer for somebody yesterday, but is there not a deliverer for us today?
Yes, sir.
And when I asked my teachers about that, they were dumbfounded. They had no answer for me. So I kept looking for the one that would become the master of the life that God gave me. And I found a man.
Come on.
And when they told me God had chosen him, tears came out of my eyes. And I started questioning God. Listen to my words. I said, God, why didn't you choose me? You know I love my people. I was 19 years old.
Come on.
Love is the basis
Come on.
of the discovery of God and self,
Come on.
and love is the basis of discovering your purpose,
Yes, sir.
and God is the root
Come on.
out of which you spring, and without acknowledgement of your Creator,
Come on.
you're limiting your ability to grow. Envy will crush your ability.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there was a problem with my thinking.
Yes, sir.
God, why didn't you choose me? You know I love my people.
Yes, sir.
Love is the force that will make you suffer for what you love. Love is the force that will cause you to sacrifice for what you love.
Come on.
If it is the art form that you have chosen,
Yes, sir.
you have to love it enough to pay the price to become its master.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
These have loved the art, and they paid the price to come in front of us to share with us their mastery of their gift. But when I said, why didn't you choose me? Therein was a trial for me.
Yes, sir.
Because when God gives out a gift, if he didn't give it to you, you've got to thank him for the gift that he gave to somebody else that is inspiring you.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
So the next words that came out of my mouth,
Yes, sir.
out of my mind,
Come on.
I said, well, he came in 1930, and I wasn't born till 1933. Now I start reasoning to throw a bad statement into perspective.
Yes, sir. Come on. Good teach. Come
I
on.
said, well, I must go and find him and offer him my life.
Come on. Come on.
Now I was 19.
Yes, sir.
But when I learned that God had raised a man,
Come on.
my search was over. Because God is the final judge
Come on.
of who should carry his message.
Yes, sir.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
So I started looking
Yes, sir.
for the man. And the scripture says, when God chose Moses, he said, Moses said, well, I don't speak too well. Could you give me someone who is more fluid in speech?
Yes, sir.
And God heard his cry,
Yes, sir.
but then the God smacked him.
Right.
Not really, but he said, who made your mouth?
Yes, sir. Come on now. Come on.
Well, if I made your mouth and you slow of speech, I made their ears and I made their hearts. Don't tell me that you can't do this job because you have an impediment of speech.
Come on. Come on.
None of us come to the greatness
Yes, sir.
of ourselves
Come on.
by seeing ourselves as the be-all and end-all of what we seek. When I found Elijah Muhammad in 1955,
Yes, sir.
Malcolm X had told my teacher, Elijah Muhammad, there's this young musician from Boston who's coming to hear you at Savior's Day. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had them put me not on the front row where all the newcomers are seated. He put me in the balcony. And he put a man next to me, not exactly next, but in the same direction, so that when he saw the man that he knew, he could look over and see the man that he knew was coming. The year before, in 1954, Savior's Day, Elijah Muhammad said, quote, for 22 years I've been trying to get this word into your hearts and into your mind.
Yes, sir.
And he said, I'm going to ask Allah for a little help.
Yes, sir.
And the next year, 55, the little helper showed up.
Yes, sir.
So when Elijah Muhammad began to speak, and I was a student of English grammar, I said, he can't talk.
Mind work.
And he turned and looked up in the balcony exactly where I was. He said, brother, I didn't get a chance to get that mighty fine education that you got. When I got there, the school door was closing. He said, don't you pay no attention to how I'm saying it. You pay attention to what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Then you take it
Yes, sir.
and put it in that fine language that you know.
Come on.
Only try to understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Well, he gave me my assignment.
Yes,
the
sir.
First day he looked at me.
Come on.
I came into the FOI. And when I saw all those brothers in the FOI showing so much love for this new one coming, tears came out of my eyes, and my captain did. And coming in the FOI and crying. But babies come into the world crying.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
But my words when they asked me to speak were this.
Yes, sir.
I said, I'm going to take this word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to every nook and every cranny of the United States of America. This is the first time I took breath as a Muslim.
Yes, sir.
And 64 years later,
Come on. Come on.
I've carried his word all over the world. My word is my bond.
That's right.
What about yours? I met the master, and the master started working on me.
Yes, sir.
I became his minister, a firebrand kind of teacher.
Yes, sir.
And one day he just looked at me and said, brother, I didn't make you.
Come on, teach.
I felt terrible because I had no one to look at but him, a master.
Come on.
Yes, you did. And I said in a kind of loud voice, which you don't do when you're talking to the Grand Master.
Right.
Or your sensei. You speak in low tones. Unless he has to do to you what was done to Demone. With a little pain, you learn quickly.
Yes, sir.
He said, I didn't make you, brother.
Yes, sir.
And I said it again a little lower in the voice. Yes, you did, Apostle. He said, brother, I gave you the same teaching that I gave everyone else.
Yes, sir.
But only Allah could have shown you how to take that teaching and put it together the way you do.
Come on.
And he said, no, brother, I did not make you. God made you for me.
Yes, sir.
But if you're going to be made, you got to stay in the class.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
You can't take your study non-serious. Your sensei wants to hear from you.
Yes, sir.
He wants to know, are you practicing?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing with your katas, and how are you doing with your exercises, and are you progressing?
Come on.
Well, I can't give you a black belt. I start with the weakest belt that there is. But you had that on when you came the first day. That was the white belt. No different reference to race. It's just a fact.
Right. That's it.
The greatest belt is the one you have to work the hardest to achieve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that is the black belt, and then there are degrees.
Right.
So don't get happy when you have a degree, because there are many, many more degrees to what you're studying. Well, why did you take this subject? This is what I wanted to get to.
Yes, sir.
Your gift has to be cared for.
Yes, sir.
And the first gift that he gave you is life.
Yes, sir.
And every day you have to think about your body and your mind.
Yes, sir.
What do you feed your mind?
Come on.
And what do you feed your body?
Yes, sir.
You cannot master the gift that you have putting poisonous things in your system.
Come on. Come on. Yes, sir.
Now, you know, we're in an age where a little blunt, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But marijuana has a purpose. God made nothing without an aim and a purpose.
Yes, sir.
But we can misuse the thing that God made because you did not look deep enough into cannabis to understand the magnificence of that herb. You just saw the boys on the block getting high and you wanted to smoke too. But every time you do something that is toxic to your body, it's toxic to your mind. And it's building a veil over your gift.
Come on.
See, you can't become a master and stay there and become corrupt.
Right.
Because when you get to be a master,
Yes, sir.
and people start bowing to you and
Yes,
telling you how great you are, that's poison. You have to know how to handle the poison of praise.
Hey. Hey.
Because since you didn't give yourself the gift, you didn't give yourself the created food that you're eating to strengthen your body,
come on.
so why don't you give God the praise?
Right. Right. That's right.
My brother, who was giving us an example, got knocked out. The sensei, he heard it, but things happen unintentionally.
Right.
Because you're demonstrating in front of people and you want to demonstrate and you want to look as good as you can.
Right.
To make an impression.
Right.
Wrong motivation.
Go ahead.
You don't want to make an impression, and that's your reason.
Yes, sir.
Then you'll overdo instead of doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Your intention for the art
Yes, sir.
is critical to your success in application of your art.
Come on. Yes, sir.
I don't want to be, you know, I like that dude that you made, brother. I'm going to try that out on my wife. Not if she's like that sister. I'm going to move swiftly to the end of this.
Yes, sir.
My mother used to tell me, son, good West Indian mother.
Come on.
She said, when you're wrong, you can't be strong.
Yes, sir. Right.
But when you're right, you can always fight. Why? Because the power of God
Come on.
is in being right.
Come on.
So you can't do wrong and then expect your art not to suffer. You gotta hear me. very, very important
Yes, sir.
that you be right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, man. I ain't come to church. I came to a class. You understand what I'm saying? I do understand what you mean.
Come on.
But my beloved brother and sister,
Yes, sir.
this that you're hearing, if you put it into practice,
Come on.
you'll find yourself getting stronger, wiser, better,
Come on.
more fluid
Yes, sir.
in your maneuvers. Because it starts with coming from a right mind, coming from a right thought,
Yes, sir.
coming from a right intention.
Come on.
Now, why should I be right? Man, I see a lot of people talk about right. Let me tell you something, brother and sister.
Yes, sir.
Righteousness
Yes.
is your nature.
Come on. Come on.
You say, but I'm a Christian. I don't care what you call yourself. That's not what God calls you.
That's right. Key.
The Quran says, set your face for religion being upright.
Yes, sir.
The nature made by God in which he has created man. Your nature is righteousness. I don't care what your color is. If you believe
Come on.
that you are from God,
Come on.
then the God of nature has marked you by making you after his image.
Come on. Yes,
So
sir.
now
Yes, sir.
I'm coming home to you. Because you can't use your art form
Come on.
in an unrighteous way
Go ahead.
and expect the right result.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can't leave getting high and sleeping with your brother's wife.
Come on. Yes, sir, family.
Or your sister's husband.
That's right.
But I'm going to practice.
Come on. Go ahead. Come on.
See, you approach the power of your art form from the wrong side of your thinking.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So there is an effect. That's what I'm trying to get you to see.
Yes, sir.
You want to look ugly? No.
No.
Even if you think you're ugly. You want to be the most beautiful ugly person in the world. All of you are beautiful.
Yes, sir.
But start eating the wrong foods. Start going to McDonald's. Start going to Wendy's and fast foods and greasy foods. You're doing harm to this, which is the real house of God.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So anytime you put stuff in your system,
Come on.
several times a day, the effect of it is you're going to put on extra weight. You're going to not be at your best mentally. And if you look in the mirror, you see it in your skin.
Yes, sir.
You lose that glow. You begin to look gray and
Come on.
kind of dead.
G.
But that's what you do to yourself when you eat the wrong food.
G.
Now, some of us pride ourselves. I'm a student. I'm Elijah Muhammad. How to eat to live. And I'm always eating the right food. And then get up and say, you know that Negro, that nigga I hate. See, right away you're talking against the good of your food because good thinking helps the digestive system to digest your food properly. so being right
Yes, sir.
is the prerequisite
Yes, sir.
to greatness.
Yes, sir.
And greater manifestation of your gift.
Come on, come on.
So if I decide to start eating wrong, and worst of all, thinking wrong,
Yes, sir.
then you see it manifest. I won't be as fluid. I didn't come up here with any notes,
Yes, sir.
but it's flowing like a river.
Come on. Come on.
It is flowing like a river because I'm connected to a fountain.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
That I don't have to read a book, I draw from the
Come on.
fountain.
That's right.
That's a part of my very being.
Allahu Akbar.
Go ahead.
Being right
Yes, sir.
as a human being is the power
Come on.
of your art form. My brother gave a beautiful demonstration with the candle.
Right.
A candle on the floor with a light. But the more the candle burns, it loses its light. The candle goes out because you can't burn the candle forever.
Yes, sir.
So this thing called life, you live it until you have no more. But look at what he did. He put his hand over the light and brought it up, and what was in his hand was greater than what was in the glass.
Yes, sir.
The power that you have, if you respect your teacher
Come on.
and honor your teacher,
Yes, sir.
and above all, honor God,
Come on. Come on.
the originator of your gift, of your brain, of the power of your existence. And you can take what he gives you
Come on. Come on.
and then give light, life, and power to all that will come under your voice. You all are God.
Yes, sir.
You all are potentially great
Yes, sir.
manifestors of the greatness of God.
Come on.
And when people praise you because you did something today that's worthy of praise. I called him Monet up here. He did something that I thought was worthy of praise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he took a hell of a beating for us to learn the technique. But somebody got to suffer
Come on.
for others to grow.
Yes, sir. Say that. Team.
That's a principle. I suffer
Come on. Yes, sir. Yes,
for
sir.
you to grow.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
I enjoy suffering for the growth of those who I'm blessed to teach.
Yes, sir.
I ask you, as you leave this place and go home,
Yes, sir.
to start your life again,
Come on. Come on.
I ask you to think about what you heard. When you do right, it brings you peace. I didn't wrong nobody today. I didn't talk about anybody behind their back. I didn't lie on nobody. I didn't see my brother with a fine car. didn't see you with his beautiful daughter or his beautiful wife and desire her. That's wrong. So if we know that we are the righteous, and what Mom said, when you're right, you can always fight. And I know that's right because since I was a little boy, man, I've been taking on this enemy. And I have never lost a battle.
That's right. That's right.
It's getting so bad that they're so angry with me because I won't bow to them. And you don't have to bow to nobody but your Creator. So when you are praised, I mean, it's a natural temptation. The Bible said, will a man rob God? So when you love praise, you want it. You want more of it. But you don't know how to give it back to him to whom praise belongs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then you diminish yourself.
Come on now.
But if you can praise God
Yes, sir.
Come on.
for the body and the mind that he gave you, praise him for the skill that he gave you, praise him for the fact that you woke up this morning. Find something to praise God for, because he's done so much. And when you do that, you become humble in your praise. You see yourself as you should. Just one of the creatures of God. In closing, my teacher said to me one day, brother, you're not heavy enough to walk through the earth. Neither are you tall enough to equal yourself up to the mountain. So learn to take your place among the creatures of God. Boy, that's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
So when you know you were born, death is coming. You know you were born, you discover your gift, develop it, exploit it, share it, and then when money comes because your gift is putting food on your table, your gift is giving you more students, your gift is giving you the praise of men. At that time, you're more vulnerable to any other time. So when the praise comes, stop and humble yourself. And thank God for the gift of the human being who was touched by the word and wants to give you a kind word of praise. Praise is a drug. And that's why so many young artists fail after they make their first big hit, because they don't know how to handle wealth, fame, and money. But if you practice praising God, practice being right, practice being upright, and watch how sweet and how smooth you go. your cotton. Wait, brother, move your so you become so fluid. You look like water. I love everything that I heard, everything that I saw. And I thank my brother, the Grandmaster, Abdullah. And I hope there's something that was said that will help you to be a better you, a wiser you.